Will Ohio State blast Marshall, and although it wasn't quite the start and first half we Buckeye fans would have liked, the end result was just about the same that we all expected. 49-14, Buckeyes roll Marshall in Columbus, and finally the non-conference cupcake schedule is over with, and Michigan State awaits in East Lansing on the road next week. Marshall, of course, marched right down the field, 7-play, 75-yard drive, and took a 7-0 lead in Columbus, shocking the Buckeye fans in attendance. And then Ohio State responded with a very quick score. You know, that's kind of how the first half went for the Thundering Herd. Respect to them. They hung around. They fought. They played disciplined football. They ran the ball well on Ohio State, better than anybody expected that they might. And so that was quite the impressive showing from the Thundering Herd offense in the first half. And Earl Stone, who came into the game passing only 50% on the season on completion percentage, was 16 of 21 at the break, and he was shocking my socks off. I was not anticipating the Marshall Thundering Herd to find any kind of success through the air. But big plays from Travion Henderson and Emeka Egbuka, of course, made the first half quite fun to watch. Explosive plays from the Buckeyes offense. An 86-yard run from Quinshon, I should say, not Travion, and then a 68-yard touchdown reception for Emeka Egbuka. Just some phenomenal plays as well. Henderson had a nice 40-yard touchdown in the second half. That was phenomenal to watch and see. And the Buckeyes shut down the Thundering Herd on offense. Of course, Earl Stone left the game, and the backup came in, Braxton, and he was quite ineffective, although he was a mobile quarterback. And Marshall didn't score a single point after the break. And so that's just kind of the story of the non-conference season so far. Domination up front. A targeting call, of course, against the Buckeyes went against them as well. Caden Curry, the defensive end, this time Denzel Burke 2 weeks ago. Both seemed really skeptical and really, really questionable calls, but thankfully, we didn't need them in these big games. But if refs are going to be cracking down on these things and tighter and calling ejections for ones that clearly aren't really targeting, then, man, it could be a frustrating season for just college football fans in general. But the Buckeyes turned it on in the second half, as I mentioned. Quinshon ran for 173 and 2 touchdowns. Will Howard shook off his first half interception, his first turnover of the season, and the Buckeyes took complete control in the second half in the horseshoe. And, Big Ten play awaits, and a road game in East Lansing and Michigan State at night on Peacock. Many fans not too pleased with that one because it is on Peacock, and many fans don't want to create the fake email. Maybe they'll be using Stream East. Maybe they'll be using some other things to get that game streaming this weekend. But non-con play is over finally for the Bucks. Big Ten play awaits, and of course Michigan State, Iowa, and then the big one versus Oregon and Eugene. But that's the wrap up. Quick hit analysis for Ohio State versus Marshall. Buckeyes look dominant again. They cleaned up the mistakes of the first half versus Marshall and shut down the run game completely. And Ohio State is hitting all cylinders as they enter Big Ten play. We'll see what the Buckeyes can do as the meat of the season finally awaits us and finally arrives.